Bellingham has now scored 7 World Cup goals in his career. The one player to score more in the competition, aged 23 or younger, is Kylian Mbappe, 12.
That's football. England 2 after extra time against Norway. We're going to a semi-final for only the 3rd time in my life. Incredible, so happy. And look, there's a lot to unpick there, and I'm sure we'll get a load of rigged comments and all that. But ultimately, I think that I've had an awakening today of all that matters is winning. I don't think we cheated. I don't think there's a hand of God. I think it's about winning, and that's what we did. And I think there's so many times in my life I've seen us lose to Portugal on penalties, or Germany on penalties, or Argentina, or whoever. And I go, we deserve to win that. How can they sleep at night? And you go, I know now. Because ultimately, it's about, in a knockout tournament, just staying in it. And I'm not saying England are going to win it. I know I said it before the tournament. You'd look at that performance today and you say we can't win it. But ultimately, we're still in the tournament. You can't win it if you're out. And I've seen England robbed, unlucky, loads of times. And Norway are unlucky. And I am, very respectful of Norway, like I was Mexico. And I understand their frustration, and they should be very proud of what they've done. And they were very close to getting into a semi-final. And I think if they got to the semi-final, they were good enough to get to a final. The same as I think we can. So I understand their pain. And I've been in that position as an England fan many, many times over the years. But God, it feels good. It feels good just to be in there when you thought you weren't going to be there because you didn't think you deserved to be there. It feels good just to get there. And I imagine this is what France and Spain and Argentina feel like on the regular, because they don't always play well, but they get there. We were lucky, but I think you've got to be lucky in a tournament. Look, we're still alive. I think that, obviously, I don't know the outcome of the Argentina-Switzerland game yet. If it's Argentina, I hope it is. I'd rather play Argentina than Switzerland, because if we play Switzerland with the favourite, we don't deal with that. If we play Argentina, they're the favourite.
This talks football. I hope all of you are doing well. England are in the semi-final. Come on, honestly, I'm going to sound like Harry Kane in a minute. I really am. We're going to get Mickey Mouse making a guest appearance on the channel. I'm going to have to keep it low, just for the sake of being able to get through it. Because if I do that, then I can actually be heard. And if I go loud, then I'm really forcing it and straining it. And then the voice is going to give way. So there we are. We've done it. We're in the semi-final. We're in the semi-final of the World Cup for the 4th time ever. We're in the semi-final of the World Cup for the 2nd time since 2018. We get to go and right a wrong. Before 2018, it was Italia 90. And before Italia 90, it was England 1966. So we've come around a lot quicker than we normally do, right? But we have an opportunity to try and get the job done. And it's going to be against either Argentina or Switzerland. Chances are, and I think it's pretty evident, I think it's going to be Argentina. And that's going to be a hell of a semi-final, man. A hell of a semi-final. But today, I want to start off by giving credit to Norway. I think Norway deserve credit. I think Norway have been a joy for this entire tournament. They've been class from start to finish. Even today, they were class. Tactically, in terms of the system, in terms of the way that their players were approaching it, the way that they were moving forward. They done what they could. They done what they had to do. They couldn't get it over the line, but they done what they had to do, and I rate it. And unlucky to Norway. Norway made the quarterfinal of the World Cup for the first time in their history. They've already won. For them, they've already won. Obviously, a semi-final would have been unbelievable. Norway will be back, without question. That sort of team, the way that they're playing.
England 2, Norway 1. England will face either Argentina or Switzerland in the semi-final. And first things first, massive credit to Norway. I actually think Norway were the better team in the 90 minutes. And if they'd have taken their chances or were a little bit more clinical or could find that pass to Haaland when the player should have squared it and he just didn't pass, I think Norway probably would have gone through. I think it was Bellingham versus Norway. I think if it wasn't for Bellingham, we would have been knocked out. And it was not a great performance from England. But when you've got players like Jude Bellingham, it does not matter. The difference between England and Norway today is Norway's best player did not show up. England's best player did. Erling Haaland is a monster, a fantastic player that should never have been subbed off. And to be honest, if he had the ball passed to him and squared in that moment, he could have put Norway potentially 2-0 up. But he didn't, and Bellingham did show up. And that was the difference today. You have to give Norway credit. They're a good team. They're a good footballing side. They went toe-to-toe with England. They made England look poor. They were the better team at large parts of the game. But Odegaard can do all these beautiful things on the ball, can control the ball, can control the game, can dictate tempo. But when it comes to the final third, Odegaard just doesn't have that whip of a ball on him or a whip of a shot on him, and Bellingham does. Bellingham cannot do half the things Odegaard can do, but Bellingham can make an impact in the final third. And Bellingham was the difference today. And to think that the journalists tried to say keep Bellingham at home. So Bellingham has now scored 7 World Cup goals in his career. The one player to score more in the competition, aged 23 or younger, is Kylian Mbappe, 12. Now, I'm just going to say, I'm trying to be quiet because I'm filming at like 2 in the morning and I don't want to wake people up, so I hope the audio isn't too bad. But Pele and Bellingham at age 23 both had 7 World Cup goals. Mbappe is the only player with more goals at age 23 in the World Cup than Jude Bellingham. And you've also got to remember, Jude Bellingham is a midfielder. Yes, he's an attacking midfielder, but he's also played a lot of this tournament deeper.
World Cup to get into the World Cup semi-finals for the first time in 2018, and for a very rare occasion in the history of English football. This is a special day. This Tuchel side have got great mentality, top level mentality against a Norway side that were better than England on the ball, had so much belief, took England to extra time, went 1-0 up. To get back in the game like England did, so special, so scary for other sides in the tournament. This England side have got some of the best mentality I've ever seen in my entire life from an England team. Maybe the best. And it's absolutely outrageous, guys. We're going to break down everything we learned from the game and take an early look at the World Cup semi-finals. We know 3 out of the 4 sides upon recording. I don't know the Argentina result. Leave the comments down below if you're watching a little bit later on what you think of England versus Team X. You're going to have to fill it in for me in the comments. Ultimately, Norway were fantastic in this game. They have given Brazil a game. They've given their group stage sides a game. Ivory Coast, absolutely fantastic. And they went 1-0 up with an absolutely outrageous little shot that was a cross. Let's be completely real. From Scheider up. An outstanding goal, really, on some level. The cross was so good that it went past Pickford into the back of the net. Nothing that Pickford could do, really. It's a bit like David Seaman 0-2. I was having a nightmare thinking it was going to be a resurrection of the 0-2 loss to Brazil. Ronaldinho free kick, of course, on the other side in different circumstances. But it was a moment where you think, actually, Norway could have gone 1-0 up. They had chances in the first half. Could have even gone 2-0 up, potentially. Sorloth had a big chance where he was through on goal, could have squared it into